Jerome Span. Of course, I'm here to tell you about our sponsor today. And our sponsor is, of course, and will forever be long-standing. Hey, mind you, he don't give me no money, but this is my man's. I got to hold him down. It is Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, Swopes is out here trying to change lives. He's trying to help get these young athletes into college each and every week. Every day he dedicates a lot of time to this. This man has a serious passion for helping others further their education and further their lives in with a lot of great ways. They are on Facebook. Make sure you look up Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Swopes is spelled S-W-O-P-E-S. It is ran by Mr. Nathaniel Swopes Jr. He is the man in Houston, if y'all don't know. But yes, make sure you go check him out if you're trying to get your kid into school, or hell, if you're even a kid here that's thinking about going into school and you want to try and keep playing, keep your athletic career going, make sure you go check out Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. He is the man that is going to help you keep that dream going. So make sure you follow them on Facebook, and you can get right a hold of Mr. Swopes there. He will help you get into college and keep your dream going for continuing to play your sports. So again, people, Swopes Athletic Recruiting and Scouting. Check it out now. Help change some kid around you that you know's future, or hell, even your future.
Yeah, Enigma in the house. My man J Span, Titan Studios. It's called From the Heart. Keeping it real is what all the song's about. Never selling your soul. Always staying true to yourself. Alright, yeah. Check it out. Money, cars. What would never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money, cars. What would never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the start. Man, money, cars. What would never get you far unless you gonna spit it from the heart. Yeah, money.
And welcome back to your favorite weekly sports show. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, it is ITC Sportsball, and I am your man, Jerome Span. Of course, the prettiest face on ITC. Don't you forget it, baby. And we will have the whole sports bar crew in the building today. Terrell's just running a little bit late, so let's get these intros rolling. We're going to start with our man that's back after not being able to be with us on a lot of Sundays. He is ITC's resident troll. He is that guy that sees a fire and he's like, I got that gasoline and gunpowder. What's happening? If you let him into your brain, he will drive you insane. He is that man, Daryl.
I feel special today. I'm second. Haha, Mace.
And of course, we've got ITC's resident hot take spitter. He is the man who rips like Dylon spits. He is the modern day Ali on the microphone. When he steps into your home, all your ladies is gone. He is that man.
Hey, it's your boy Mace here, ready to go. Let's get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we are back. And of course, everybody, we know it is Super Bowl Sunday. What a national holiday this is. I swear they need to make Mondays a national holiday, but they're not. And of course, here comes Pop coming in. Oh, Lord. What is this? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. All right. And of course, now, ladies and gentlemen, coming into the building, we have got the originator of this whole ITC thing. Some of y'all know him as the Ace. Some of y'all know him as Pop. If you get into his face, he will put you in your place. He is that man, Terrell Campbell.
Yeah, let's do it. Super Bowl Sunday. Let's do this, fellas. Let's go.
It's a beautiful day, and I like the shirt, brother. I got to say, I like that. But that being said, gentlemen, we know what time it is out here. We've been working through this whole season. We've seen a lot of talk this week about this team and that team, right? We already know who Daryl's picking. So we won't start with Daryl on this one because we know what time it is. A Philly team is in a championship game. He picking against them all day. So let's get this thing rolling. It's Super Bowl. Chiefs, Eagles, rematch. Mace, who you got?
I have Chiefs, bro. I can't have the NFC East team winning the Super Bowl. It's not a thing. It's not a thing that can happen.
That's a good man right there. That's a good man right there.
T, who you got?
You know what? Just to be, that person, I'm going Eagles. I want Saquon to get his ring.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. I'm going against the grain. I want Cowboys fans to be walking around the street tomorrow with their heads hanging low.
You can't hurt Cowboys fans any more than Jerry hurts Cowboys fans, brother. I'm just saying, dog, you can't hurt us. That's not a thing. You cannot contribute to our self-loathing right now.
I'm just saying, every time I see a Cowboys fan, I walk up and say, "Who hurt you?" And they're just like, "Jerry hurt us." We know, but who else?
No, it's Jerry, and now he's giving the reins to Steven to hurt us.
I mean, has he really? Because he made it pretty clear this offseason, Mace. This is my team. Not any. This ain't the family team, nigga. This is my team. Jerry made that pretty clear. You sure? Because I feel like still
because he allows Catboy to talk just as much as he does. So I mean, he's just as complicit in our pain.
Did I just hear him say Catboy?
You heard me right, Catboy.
Okay,
something like that.
Sure.
I'm something like that. Daryl, who you got here, brother?
Chiefs and only Chiefs. I don't even acknowledge the other team. They won by weather. Last 2 games, they won by weather. That's it.
That sounds like real talk of a hater, Daryl. Real talk.
It was cold and it was snowing. I wouldn't expect anybody to freaking get a perfect game out of that.
It sounded like more talk of a hater to me, is what I'm hearing.
I mean, last I checked, the Eagles kind of ran through the Commanders. Like I say, it was like a pro team playing a Pop Warner team on that game.
Well, according to Daryl, it's because of the weather that happened. So not that they're a good team and have done this to a whole bunch of other teams before. It was the weather. It was the weather, guys. Absurd. All right. So we've got T and Daryl picking the Eagles. We got Mace picking the Chiefs.
What?
I think y'all niggas already know what time it is here, brother. That nigga Patrick Mahomes is the final boss, okay? And I'm going to tell y'all the same rule I've been telling y'all niggas for the past 3 years. You always bet on black, nigga. And guess what? That nigga Patrick Mahomes is black, and he about to win him his 3rd Super Bowl in a row.
But so is Jalen, so is Saquon. I mean, what we talking about here, bro?
Time out.
I'm still betting on black. That's why I'm still betting on black.
Pat is the originator of all of this. Always bet on black. He the one that I started this with, so he's who it applies to. If there was just only one black quarterback in the Super Bowl, it could apply to them. But in this case, there's 2, nigga. So we got to make a distinction. And you know what that distinction is? Patrick Mahomes is the GOAT. Always bet on black, nigga. Chiefs winning this Super Bowl. It's about to be 3 in a row. And niggas are really going to hate their team now. Like, it's finally happened this year, Mace. We talked about this, right? When it first started with Pat and them. When was niggas going to turn on this team? When was it going to happen? Well, it happened this year. It happened. Because I don't know about y'all, man. But I want to ask an honest question. Do y'all really feel like the Chiefs was out here giving them, the refs was out here giving the Chiefs the Super Bowl trip? Do you really feel like that? Because I've heard a whole lot of that crying going on.
I'm not gonna say giving them a Super Bowl trip, but I do feel like they hunt penalties whenever it comes to Pat scrambling. I feel like there's some situations where people should not get penalized for touching him when they do. And also, I feel like Juwan James or who is one of them was the right tackle. I honestly don't. Given the new rules, I don't think he lines up in the correct position ever. He's got the longest neck in NFL history. If his head is lined up with the what is like the hip of the guard or something like that. I think that's what it is.
No, it's the belt line of the center.
I don't think he lines up there ever.
But Mace, maybe he got one of them Mike Glennon necks though, dog.
He false starts a lot, and I'm just saying, bro.
But maybe he's got a Mike Glennon neck though.
I don't see the penalties.
Where your head look like it's sitting up here instead of like right here. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he got one of them.
I don't see the penalties discouraging him from lining up and doing things that he does.
I mean, dog, I would like to agree with you there, but brother, that is one of the most penalized niggas in the NFL. That's one of the most penalized offensive linemen in the NFL. I feel
I'm just saying though that the penalties aren't discouraging him from doing it, so maybe they're just turning a blind eye to a couple of times just because.
Hey, I just want to say, I sure saw a nigga that used to play left tackle for the Cowboys. He used to do the same thing a lot. I'm just saying it. I ain't hear you.
That was before they put an emphasis on the rule.
The rule was always there, though, brother. The rule was always there. That rule was in place. Just because they
it wasn't, bro. Because people they were looking like U's out there in the offensive line in pass pro.
The rule had been in place. All they did was say, y'all niggas got to start calling this.
Okay, and when they start calling it, you see people who still decide to line up in that manner and not feel discouraged to line up like that.
Hey, dog, the refs got to call it. So the refs got to call it. If that side judge got to call it. If that side judge ain't calling it, then is it a penalty?
Yes.
I mean, if the
that's all I'm saying, dog. That's all I'm saying, dog. I feel like they overlooked that penalty because they would probably have to call it on most plays.
You see what's happened, gentlemen? You see what the Cowboys have done to Mace? Mace had left.
I don't think this has anything to do with the Cowboys.
He had been so bright on the Chiefs for years. Now the Cowboys did put his ass through 3 years of pain and suffering. Now this man want to watch somebody else burn, nigga. You see this? He wants to watch the Chiefs burn.
I don't even know how that doesn't even apply. How does the Cowboys apply to this situation?
It's their pain, brother. You want somebody else to feel your pain.
I don't want anybody to feel my pain because I don't wish Jerry Jones as an owner on anybody, bro. I would probably wish some sort of disease on them before I wish Jerry Jones being their owner of their franchise. Yeah, I said it.
He needs help. T, gotta ask though, what makes you go with the Eagles here? I mean, beyond the fact that you're rooting for Saquon to get it, what really is making you think that the Eagles can get this done? We know what Daryl's logic is. Daryl's logic is, nigga, their team name starts with Philadelphia, so they gonna lose. So I'm asking, what is your logic here?
So my logic here is basically based off of we're seeing two teams that one we saw win impressively during the regular season and still continue to do that in the postseason, and the other we saw skate by during the regular season and like just barely made this conference the Super Bowl. So I think the Eagles, like from a couple years ago when they played the Chiefs, like say that Eagles team came pretty close, but they didn't have a running back like Saquon back then. So, hey, with the addition of Saquon, think about it. People was doubting the Eagles most of the year. They're just like, no, the Lions going to be the ones. Guess what? The Lions ain't the ones. The Eagles was the ones. I say.
I mean, that's because of injuries, though, bro.
The Lions were Solo Sikoa, and the Eagles were Roman Reigns. That's where you better acknowledge the Eagles as your future Super Bowl champions.
If we're being honest, bro, if we're being honest, the Eagles are better at every position outside of quarterback than the Chiefs.
Yeah,
they're probably even in the secondary, right?
But what it's gonna come down to though is, as we always know, nigga, with the Chiefs, the fourth quarter, who you got behind your center? Is this nigga better than Patrick Mahomes? Well, if not, you about to lose. And so far, nobody has proven that they're better. I can't pick against these niggas, dog. I can't do it.
I feel you, but I can understand T's sentiment by saying the Eagles are the better team because they are.
We say this all the time.
But I'm still picking the Chiefs, though. Just said I cannot have an NFC East representative, not the Cowboys, win the Super Bowl. Just can't do it.
They could be good all season, but when the game counts, are the Eagles good?
I mean,
Yeah, they have been this season, but
the answer is yes.
yes. Yes.
I mean, like they just railroaded back-to-back teams in playoffs. Like, yes, nigga.
We're not talking about playoffs. We're talking about at the Super Bowl.
Nigga, the playoffs lead you to the Super Bowl, player. You asking us what this team is capable of? Nigga, they got to win.
So we're not gonna have no last minute fumbles. We're not gonna have no the wrong play was called and they messed it up. We're not gonna have any of that this year. We're not gonna do that again. Did before.
I mean, who knows, bro? Anything can happen on any given play, fam.
Hey, all I know is the Eagles had the two most dangerous words in football: tush push.
Let's say 3rd and 2. You might as well give them the first down, bro, because they gonna fucking QB sneak for that first down every time.
Wonder how many people called out today just for this game.
I mean, plenty, nigga. It's Super Bowl Sunday. That's what people do. Like, everybody knows what time it is. Like, it's the Super Bowl, baby.
Like I say, I remember back in the day when I was in the military. Yo, I was in Germany. They gave us the next day off just so we could watch the Super Bowl because it came on at like 2:00 in the morning there. But hey, they knew what was happening. They knew what was popping. Like, come on now. I agree with Jerome. The day after the Super Bowl should be a national holiday. It should be called Super Bowl Rest Day. That's what it should be called, Super Bowl Rest Day. Because people out here, because even though the game starts earlier than usual, oh God.
But you know what? I appreciate that. Okay. You know what? I'm not even gonna hate. But yes, there's multiple stages here. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I got a little scruff. We got full beard over here. We got kind of full beard. We got scruff too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's multiple stages of growth in here. You are correct, sir. Yeah. You are correct.
Let's say I've been on vacation.
Get out of here. Gotta ask y'all gentlemen. Who's the Super Bowl MVP then? We've seen our picks, right? We got two. It's split 2-2 here. We knew Daryl was the only pick that we knew for sure before the game. As soon as the Eagles won, he was like, whoever they play, they lose it. So we already knew that, right? So who do you got as your Super Bowl MVP?
If the Eagles win, I'm going Saquon.
So are we just like picking like on who we think is gonna? Are we from each team?
No, nigga. To pick who is the Super Bowl MVP. There can only be one MVP.
If we're only going one, I'm probably gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to say honestly, man, it's either gonna be. I got Nick Bolton. Somebody gonna have to tackle Saquon.
I'm just gonna say that's a pretty wild pick. I mean, that man would have to have one of the greatest statistical defensive games we've ever seen a player have in a one-game sample to win the Super Bowl MVP. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's not possible. We've seen less likely players win it. But woo, that's a wild one. T, who you got as your Super Bowl MVP?
I said I'm going Saquon. Saquon all day, baby.
Daryl, who you got as your MVP?
Anybody from the Chiefs at this point, they're gonna be MVP just beating these dumb Eagles.
Why did I even ask? Why did I even ask? I set myself up for that.
He said it's Taylor Swift. It's Taylor Swift, brother.
I set myself up for that. That's terrible. I shouldn't even have done that. Why did I ask? Why? Don't get it. For me, I'm going to go easy and it's chalk. Patrick Mahomes, nigga. Like, look, he is the greatest quarterback we've seen. That's already without a shadow of a doubt in my mind. When he does this, though, when he wins this third Super Bowl in a row and gets another Super Bowl MVP, I think everybody will probably come to that side and say, hey, Tom, you had a great career, brother, but you ain't no Patrick Mahomes.
Nah. I think it's going to take more for him to pass Tom.
I don't know.
He easily slides into number 2 unquestioned.
Mace, I don't know, because even a lot of the, like, say, the sports analysts say if Patrick gets this third Super Bowl in a row, then he overshadows Tom, and that's because that's because we're not even talking about the number of rings. We're talking about the fact that, think about it, this man has been a starter for what, 5-6 years now, and he's not went 7 years, and this is his what, 5th Super Bowl in 7 years. Let's just analyze that. 5 Super Bowls in 7 years. Tom was sitting on the bench for his first couple of seasons. Like I say, he made it to 2, lost, made it to, like I say, what are we talking about here? If Pat does what he needs to do, then guess what? He's going to be the GOAT. There's no arguments about that. He's taking, think about it.
He's still got some work to do to pass Tom. I'm not saying the path isn't laid out for him, like there isn't a clear path for him to do it. It's not like I'm saying that Josh Allen can be better than Tom because there's no clear path for him to do it because he's still got to get through Pat. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a clear path for Pat to do it, but I think it's going to take a little bit more than that, fam.
Josh Allen is the Peyton Manning to Pat Holmes to Tom Brady. That's what it is. Josh gonna break through one of these years, but it ain't gonna be now. Like I say, it's probably gonna be a couple years because, like I say, we about to see the dismantling of the Chiefs after this season, guaranteed. But it's gonna be a couple years before Josh Allen gets past Pat Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs.
It's gonna take him a little bit, bro. He firmly plants himself as number 2.
Nigga, I think you crazy. You tripping.
I'm not.
Tom never won 3 in a row, nigga, and he was not the reason they won it.
Because you win 3.
Hold on, nigga. Let me finish my sentence, nigga. I heard you out, nigga. Hear me out, okay, nigga. Tom Brady was not the reason they won those first 3 Super Bowls. It was that damn defense. That defense was out there shutting niggas down in the playoffs. Tom Brady wasn't the reason they won. He never won 3 in a row. Okay, Patrick Mahomes is the damn reason they are in these bowls, and we know it. So I'm sorry, brother.
So you're trying to say that defense, the last 2 Super Bowls, that defense hasn't been the main player for that team?
The defense has played, but wait. Did the Chiefs only score like 19 points? I mean, they scored points too in them Super Bowls, right? So Pat did his job.
What that last one was like 20?
Got to stop when they needed to. When they needed to, they got their stop. I mean, come on, brother. Jalen Hurts, when they played the Eagles, Jalen Hurts was torturing their ass. Outside of one bad play, he was torturing their ass. So let's not act like the defense was just out there on some 85 Bears or something. Yes.
So the last 2 Super Bowls, the defense hasn't been the reason why they've stayed in the game?
I mean, fam.
Like, sure, Pat gets it done when they need him to get it done.
What did I just say?
The defense isn't the reason why they stay in the game?
Fam, was Jalen Hurts not torturing their ass?
That was like 3 seasons ago.
Nigga, that was within their last 2 Super Bowls. That's within their last 2.
The last Super Bowl, and this year, has their defense not been the reason that Pats has a chance to win the game at the end of the game?
Fam, you said they last 2 Super Bowls.
I said the last 2 seasons.
Nigga.
You heard Super Bowls because that's what you wanted to hear.
So Patrick,
I said the last 2 seasons.
So Patrick, I'm gonna replay that later on. We're gonna see. So Patrick Mahomes hasn't been playing good, right? That's what
I said. He gets it done if he has the opportunity to get it done. But his defense is the reason why he has that opportunity.
His defense has made stops, but to say that Pat is not the reason that they winning, that's wild to me.
Have you,
nigga? Their defense has not been out here on some like Baltimore Ravens 85 Bears, Seattle Seahawks, Legion of Boom. Like, nigga, that's not what they've been. I am not saying
the Chiefs haven't
bad,
scored. The Chiefs haven't scored 30 points at all this year. During the regular season, they did not score 30 points one time this season.
They did the AFC Conference Championship.
I said, did I not see? Reading is fundamental, brother.
You said
Chiefs.
The Chiefs. You said the Chiefs.
Yeah, I said the Chiefs during the regular season did not score 30 points at all this season.
Word, they scored 30 against Tampa Bay.
I was trying to let you realize it before I called you out.
One time this season. One time this year.
Against the Panthers, too.
I didn't want to
do it.
Who
doesn't score against the Panthers?
I didn't want to do it, but you said they didn't do it.
Who doesn't score 30? Who doesn't score 30 against the Panthers?
Stop. You're not going to move the goalposts. You said
I'm not moving the goalposts
all this season. We literally just named you 2 damn games, and now you're
against the Panthers. Who doesn't score against them?
But you said they didn't do it at all.
I'm just saying you're not giving their defense enough credit this season.
I know what have I said their defense is bad?
No, but you're assuming that Pat's the one carrying them when the defense is carried Pat this year.
But didn't I watch that same defense give up 38 points to Paxton Lynch? Not to Paxton Lynch, to Bo Nix. Didn't I watch that? Let's not act like they've like I said, they not 85 Bears, they not Baltimore Ravens.
85 Bears defense, bro.
They not the Legion of Boom. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. And you try to be like, oh well, you know, they doing stuff too. Yeah, they're doing their job because everybody.
I'm saying the defense will be the reason they win the Super Bowl. It won't be Pat. I'm sorry.
I think you wilding, bro.
I'm not wild for that. If Pat has the ball at the end of the game, he's shown that he's going to score, right? Like he's 8 for 8, 9 for 9, whatever it is. He's 100% at getting a touchdown when his team needs to. But his defense keeps the game close enough for him to go down and get that drive. That's all I'm saying. If the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, it's because of the defense.
All right. We're going to have to circle back on that one. And, hey, just know that if Pat come out there and is balling his ass off again and Jalen Hurts out here torching that defense and the Chiefs win, I'm like, oh, yeah, they sure couldn't win without that defense. I'm just saying, bro. I just think it's wild to me that you're saying that.
I don't think it's wild. I've watched the way the Chiefs games are being played. I don't think it's wild.
I find it very wild because we have literally seen when this defense was a better overall roster get torched by this Eagles team. We get torched by their ass in the Super Bowl.
That was also. And
what did they do?
Season,
but wait, hold on. Let me finish. What did they do? They made the play when they needed to, which is what I say they do. That's what they do.
That season, Jalen Hurts had the best, I guess, passing year he's had of his career. And 2, for whatever reason, Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown were catching 50-50 balls at like an 80-20 clip. What happened the next 2 seasons when they were still throwing those same passes and they weren't completing them? Jalen Hurts didn't look that good. Am I wrong?
Wait, I didn't know if you froze or not because all of a sudden on the screen you froze for a second. Jalen Hurts was balling for that whole game outside of one play.
But I'm saying for that entire season though, he was just throwing 50-50 balls up and Smith and AJ Brown were catching them.
But that's not what he was doing in the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl, he was putting them balls on motherfuckers. That's what that's what I understand. This is all my point is. We've seen before this defense.
And their passing attack has looked markedly worse in the 2 seasons since that Super Bowl. They have not reached those heights as a passing offense since.
When their defense gets the stop that they need, that's what they do. They don't generally lock you down all game long. They don't. What they do is when it comes it's crunch time, They handle their business. They get a stop. They make a play. We have seen it over and over. We saw it in their Super Bowl against the Niners. We saw it in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. We've seen it in conference championship games. Their defense makes a play when they need to. They don't always just shut people down. Hell, if their defense was that shut down, Mace, that 15-second shit with Buffalo would have never happened because their defense would have gotten some damn stops. But they get timely stops. They not just shut you down, defense. And that's where I take issue with what you're saying. You're talking with them as if they are a shut down.
I mean, you
defense.
act like Josh Allen is some scrub, though.
I didn't say he's a scrub. All I'm saying is hey, if they were what you were saying, they would have shut them niggas down. That's all I'm saying. If they were that level, they would have shut it down. Chiefs would have blown out the Bills.
So good offenses can't have success?
Who's scary on the Bills offense besides Josh Allen?
I mean, Josh Allen is white Cam Newton, bro.
I didn't ask about. I've acknowledged Josh Allen. Answer the question that was asked of you. Who on the offense is scary besides Josh Allen? I'll wait.
You got Josh Allen, bro. What do you mean?
But who's scary on their offense besides Josh Allen? Tell me, who puts any fear in the defense outside of Josh Allen? Because if
you're a smart defense, you're gonna say James Cook.
What James Cook puts fear in you, Mace. I have never heard you talk highly of James Cook in that way, and now all of a sudden, James Cook puts fear in you.
You put me on the spot. The question, so I answered the question for you.
So you're answering the question with an answer that you know is BS.
How is it BS? See, that's the thing.
When have you ever talked about James Cook being a top 10 running back in the league? When? When have
he
those
hasn't
words
been
ever
one
came
until
out
they
of your
needed
mouth?
to run the ball this year.
All right, where is he at on
he
the
hasn't
total
needed
poll?
to be. He hasn't needed to be that guy until the Bills decided to start running the ball this season.
I'll play this game with you. Okay, then let me ask you this: where does he rank in running back rankings? Then
I don't know, he's probably around 15, 16, somewhere around there.
15 or 16. That's not a nigga that scares you at running back. That's an average running back.
Oh,
you're saying Kirk Cousins. You're saying
you haven't watched the Bills games.
You're saying the Kirk Cousins
and watched him as a playmaker. I'm sorry.
So you're
bro.
saying the Kirk Cousins line now is now scary player? Come on, bro. We put the line.
I think running back.
Like
I don't think
it's
you
the
can.
Same thing with
it's
running
not
back.
apples. This isn't apples to apples, brother. You can't say the Kirk Cousins line applies to running backs.
I mean, I have more fear in David Montgomery as a runner than I have in James Cook.
That's kind of wild, but okay.
David Montgomery consistently breaks tackles. Consistently.
And so does James Cook. Do you watch?
I got more fear in him.
He's a more explosive playmaker. He breaks tackle. He breaks tackles in between the tackles.
A more explosive playmaker? How is that?
Yes. Because he not only does he actually catches the ball out of the backfield downfield.
Hey Mace, I got a question for you. How many yards did James Cook have this year?
I don't know. I would take him over David Montgomery.
That nigga had just over 1,000 yards for him. And you speaking this highly of him, Mace? Yeah. Come on, brother. You would not give this love to it. This nigga had 1,009 yards. You wouldn't talk that highly about nobody else that had 1,009 yards as a starting running back. You would not.
I think I would if I watched them play.
I'm gonna go back.
If all you're gonna look at is their stats, if all you're gonna look at it is at their stats, then sure, he looks like okay, he's just an average dude. Probably got about 350 carries, whatever. He got it done. Like maybe what 3.8, 4.2 yards a carry, whatever to get you to 1,000. Cool. But if you watch him play, you understand that if you don't game plan for him, he's gonna torch you.
I'm gonna have to agree to disagree on that one because
you can, bro. Because if all you're gonna look at is the stats to say, oh, he's good. Or
I've watched the nigga play. He ain't scary, dog. When I watch him, he don't look special, Mace. When I watch Saquon, when I watch Derrick Henry, when I watch Bijan, I see special. This nigga don't. He is average, dog. He's a good enough running back. I ain't saying the nigga's bad. He's a good enough.
But for you to actually look me in my face and tell me that you find this nigga to be a legitimate threat that defenses are worried about is wild to me. That is wild.
I don't at all.
Because his career numbers have never bared out that that's what he is.
Yeah, and and they've never ran the ball this much with their running back until this season.
And he barely had 1,000 yards when they were running it this year. Barely. Just barely. That doesn't signify special.
I never said he was special. You don't have to be special to be a threat. Is David Montgomery special?
No, and if I'm a defense,
So
I'm also, and if I'm a defense, I'm also not game planning to stop him. If I'm looking at their offense, I'm like, nah, nigga, we got to stop these wide receivers. David Montgomery gonna have to run for 250 yards to kill us, and because you don't feel like he can do it. That what I'm saying is, Mace, Adrian Peterson, Mace, that's a threat. You know what I'm saying? That's a nigga that is like, yo, nigga, I can turn around, hand you this ball, and you might turn around and go for 63 different times on me. That's a threat. Saying James Cook is a threat.
You're comparing James Cook to generational talents at running back.
What I'm saying is,
you said Saquon, Derrick Henry, and Bijan as his comparisons. You're comparing him to generational talents.
I mean, do you want me to pull?
That's like comparing a steak to a freaking beef patty, bro. Come on, dog.
I mean, so what about Jonathan Taylor, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Kyren Williams, Chuba Hubbard, Aaron Jones, Bucky Irving, James Conner, Rico Dowdle, Tony Pollard, Najee Harris, Joe Mixon, all had more yards than him. All of them.
I would say,
and I don't think all those guys are special.
I would say he's in the mix to be the top of that list of those guys.
Oh, I'll give you that. He can be in the mix, but guess what? He ain't there yet. He ain't there yet. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying the guy's a bum, Mace. I'm just simply saying
I'm just saying. I feel like you're discrediting him.
Else that he's not yet.
I feel like you're just discrediting the dude.
How am I discrediting him? How? I'm just simply saying I think your standard is very lofty for this young man. Very, 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 very lofty. For, in my opinion, not seeing the results yet that would dictate that.
Considering the team just now decided that they wanted to run the ball in third season? Or second? Is this his second year or third year?
Well, I mean, that's actually not really all that fair to say either. I wanted to also, I was trying to let you live here, but Ken Dorsey was also running the ball with them too. So he was actually getting, I think about, if I remember the number right, he was getting around like 19, 20 touches a game under Dorsey. But it is what it is at this point, right? We'll see what happens. Hopefully we have an excellent Super Bowl, right? Where I think we're all at the end of the day rooting for an excellent Super Bowl because, hey, man, I know we're all old enough to remember there have been some bad Super Bowls to watch before. We've seen some stinkers where you're like, well, I could turn this off right after the halftime show.
Yeah, then you come back after the halftime show and a team that was down by 20-something points all of a sudden is in the lead.
Nah, man, look, there's only one Atlanta Falcons that did that in the Super Bowl. There ain't a bunch. There's only one. Okay.
Hold on. Do we forget the last time that the Super Bowl was in NOLA and we had that power outage and the 49ers were kicking the Ravens and then all of a sudden.
But the Ravens still won.
Yeah, but the 49ers were up. The 49ers were up on them. And the Ravens won.
But it wasn't like they was up big like the Legion of Boom was on.
They were up 28-3.
Broncos.
They were up 28-3. What are we talking about, Jerome? It was 28-3.
That was not 28-3. That was the Falcons and the Patriots, brother.
I swear.
No, that was the Falcons and the Patriots. 28-3 is Falcons and Patriots.
28-3 is Patriots. Yeah.
But
the 49ers, that 49ers Ravens game, it was like a 2-score game or something like that before the power outage. It did look like the 49ers were like in firm control of that game, if I remember right. If memory serves me right, it was like a 2-score game.
Yeah, because the Niners had taken the lead in the third, right? Because going into the third, it was 21-6. Then the Niners took the lead. The Niners scored 17 in the fourth. I mean, in the third, and you had that power outage. So, like, it was a close game. It wasn't. That's what I'm saying. It wasn't like when the Legion of Boom took on that Broncos team and just whooped their ass. Like, it wasn't that. It wasn't the Ravens against the Giants in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's not that. That's all I'm saying. That's whooping somebody. That's giving them a beat them down right there. All that being said, though, NBA trade deadline just passed. We saw a lot of madness. Now, last week, from those that watched the show, y'all saw me losing my mind with Mace. I really felt like his Laker fandom was deep in his heart, and it was coming out.
That's kind of crazy to me that you don't think a team grabbing a 25-year-old All-NBA player is not a good trade.
I mean, the nigga that we call White James Harden, I just don't – I don't know where you all of a sudden can believe that's going to win you a championship. I'm not saying Luka's a bad player. I've never claimed he's a bad player, but his style of play has we've already seen the limitations of it. And then the fact that he plays zero defense.
So the limitations is the NBA Finals.
Hey, cool. Get to the NBA Finals. Aren't you playing to win the championship as a Lakers fan?
Well, I'm just saying though.
Has the standard
changed? If Luka's play style is the NBA Final, now you're 1 to 2 players away from getting over that hump. Am I wrong?
My question for you is: has the standard changed for the Lakers though? Isn't it championships, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so again, I don't.
So a 25-year-old All NBA player. If you think Luka's not going to get a championship in a Lakers jersey, you're kind of crazy. But that's for a difference. We're gonna save that for later because we can stay on that forever.
I don't know what makes me have the belief that that's something he's gonna do. This guy's like 7. He's like 7 years into his career and still plays no.
And he's still 25.
Yeah, and he plays zero defense. And he shows zero care for 50% of the game. He shows zero care. I will never view that as a championship
25,
player.
And cool. He's 25.
What makes the same conversation? I'll ask you the same question I asked our boy Baby James. What in this man's disposition makes you believe he's going to change?
Because he just got juiced out of $100 million because Dallas decided to trade him.
Is he not still going to get a max contract from the Lakers?
He's not getting super max.
I know it's less than the super
max. It's $100 million. No, it's not less. It's $100 million less.
Yeah, and then again, is he not going to be able to re-up his next contract and then get all the money he wants? I mean, I just don't understand what makes you believe so firmly that a guy who has shown you a lack of care for 50% of the game is all of a sudden just going to turn it around.
I really feel like you're putting too much emphasis on your main player playing defense.
So that
Jokic doesn't play defense for Denver.
Jokic gives effort. He may not be here's the difference. Here's the difference. Jokic gives effort, and he's not.
Jokic is 7 foot. He can put his hands up and be like 9 foot tall. That's the difference.
But is he super fleet of foot all the time? Like we acknowledge his high level of basketball skill, but we have said over and over, Mace, on this show, he is not a plus athlete. So there's only so much he's going to be able to do with that size. He's not, you know what I'm saying, 7 feet jumping up, touching the top of the fucking backboard. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is 7 feet with a lot of skill, not a lot of athletics. Come on, baby.
And Luka's 6'9", 6'10" with a lot of skill.
Yeah, and he gives zero, and he still gives zero effort on defense.
And so does Jokic. Jokic gives zero effort on defense.
You don't even believe that. I'm just gonna move on.
I'm
gonna move on. Because what I'm gonna do is at some point over the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna go back and cut up for you the things you've said about Jokic, so you can remind yourself what you believed about him. And now all of a sudden, with Luka Doncic on the Lakers, all that's just.
I'm just saying, bro. You put Jokic on this pedestal as being so great, and the only difference between Luka and Jokic is their height.
We're about to have the first ITC viral edit it's gonna be like so disrespectful from Stephen A. Smith and First Take. That's what we're about to get.
But that's literally it, bro. They're essentially offensive machines that just have to be a body on defense.
One gives effort, which will at some point your effort does result in you getting. At some point, your effort does result in you getting stopped. If you look at the other center matchups.
If you look at the other center matchups,
nigga, you gotta let me talk.
Has to guard, bro.
I'm
they're giving him buckets.
You keep cutting me off, nigga. You have
because
to let
what you're saying doesn't make sense. You're just saying this because Luka's a Laker now, and now you have to say something about Luka now. No, come on, bro. You know Jokic don't play no defense.
Hey,
you know, every time he has a center matchup with somebody with comparable skill, they give this man buckets. Every time.
Well, let's just
hold on. Time out.
Every time Jokic guards somebody that's worth his salt, they give him buckets.
Hey, Daryl, is this what he was saying about Jokic before?
I don't want to get into between this.
See, that's all I needed. My nigga.
All I'm saying is,
I'm gonna move on because we're gonna get stuck arguing about this.
No,
I'm gonna move on because we're gonna get stuck arguing about this because I'm gonna cut the film up. And then we'll see. And when we play the film, how am I wrong
about saying that people give Jokic buckets?
Again,
if there's another center on the team that he has to guard, they give him buckets.
If you ask a question, you have to give somebody a chance to answer it. Nigga, you have to calm your Laker fandom down.
This has nothing to do with Laker fandom,
nigga,
bro.
can I finish? Nigga, can I finish my statement? Jesus Christ. Your defense
Make a statement that doesn't involve saying Lakers, and then you can finish it. How about that?
Nigga. I have made a clear differentiating line between the two. One gives effort on defense, the other refuses to give any at all. I have not said Jokic is a dominant defender ever. You are making shit up in your own head right now. You are not listening to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I didn't say the nigga has to be a lockdown defender. I've said you have to give effort, and that nigga don't give no effort. For you to now turn around after years of us talking about niggas giving defensive effort to turn around on this show and to now try and act like that doesn't mean anything, it's madness. It's madness. You killed James Harden's ass for years for giving no effort on defense. And now because Luka's on your team, it's all good? Nah, brother. Nah. That's crazy.
Nah. Luka's a better player than James Harden.
Nigga, they the same thing. Go look at their numbers.
Luka just took his team to the NBA Finals, bro, with Kyrie on his team and a bunch of who's that?
So is Kyrie bad now?
I said Kyrie and a bunch of who's that?
But I'm just saying the way you say it is like you act like Kyrie is bad and hadn't been a second player on a team before to get a team to the NBA Finals.
I said Luka took his team with Kyrie and a bunch of who's that's to the NBA Finals. Specifically pointing out Kyrie as a baller.
So Kyrie's a baller, so how does that make Luka greater? How does that make what he did great? Because I mean, couldn't we argue with James Harden that if not for Chris Paul getting hurt against Golden State, they were going to the finals that year? Because weren't they beating their ass till he got hurt? I'm just saying, bro, we've seen James Harden could have had the same level of success that you're giving Luka so much credit for. We've seen this before. And to act like that now all of a sudden because the niggas on your team defense don't matter.
His team to the NBA Finals. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Give you a what? I'm sorry.
Give me the no defense guy that took his team to the NBA Finals. You can find players to play defense. You can't find players to be as good as Luka all the time. That's all I'm saying. You can find defensive effort guys. You can't find Luka Doncic.
I mean, I would hope Luka's numbers look as good as they do when you have such a high usage rate. I would hope so.
I don't think that really matters.
Usage rate doesn't matter?
I'm just saying, I don't think that's the reason why he's good.
That's not what I said.
I said I would hope his numbers look that good with a high usage rate. I don't think the high usage rate is the reason why he's good or the reason why his numbers are that good. I think he's going to be that good regardless.
I would hope that you realize that usage rate does have a lot to do with how good a nigga ends up looking or not. Because if not, brother, I don't know what's going on over there. I don't know what happened when Luka got traded to the Lakers.
You're just hating on this whole process. I feel like you've just been spewing hate at Luka this whole time, bro.
I have consistently maintained my whole stance on Luka. I talked about this last year, the season before. I talked about this as they was in the damn playoffs last year. I specifically said that was going to be one of the issues that they had in the NBA Finals was that their main player played zero defense, and that the Celtics were going to take away, and that the Celtics were going to take advantage of it. And what did they do? They kept running their offense at him all day long because they knew he played no defense. So my stance has been very, very consistent on Luka Doncic and that style of player, because to me, he ain't nothing but white James Harden. That's it. They the same thing, except what's crazy is his usage rate is actually higher than MVP James Harden's, which is insane. That is way too much time for one player to have the ball in their hands. That's insanity.
I was just saying, give me the guy that's 25-year-old that just took his team to the NBA Finals.
I get it, but again,
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, bro. Luka's an all-pro.
That's all good, but I think that's an overevaluation of his offense.
You can find guys to play defense. You can't find Luka Doncic. That's all I'm saying.
Word of the day: effort.
I thought
you can find somebody to 3-and-D. You can find a big man that can play some defense, that can protect the rim.
Hey,
you can't find Luka Doncic.
You can find it so easy that the Lakers been finding them since they won the championship, Daryl. They're so easy to find that, the thing that the Lakers have needed, you can just find it wherever. Like, come on, man.
You can find defenders, bro.
Oh, stop. Y'all,
how many Luka Doncic?
The Lakers ain't had a real defender since KCP, nigga. Y'all been searching for a real perimeter defender since KCP. And now you telling us it's easy to find them niggas. I can't.
As opposed to finding a player that is as good as Luka, as opposed to finding a player as good as Luka, it's way easier to find a perimeter defender than it is to find Luka.
Daryl, you know how you feel about Philly fans? Mace has brought it back from a Laker fans now for me. He has brought it back with this, because this is what happens with these Laker fans. They get delusional. They're delusional.
How is it delusional to think that we're going to be good because we have a 25-year-old All-NBA player on our team? How is that delusional? How is that delusional? Explain the delusion to me to think that we're going to be a good team because Luka's on the team now.
My counter for you again is, has the standard changed for the Lakers from championships? Because I thought the Lakers standard was championships.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
How does that standard go down because Luka's on our team? Because you don't think he can win a championship when he just got his team to the NBA Finals?
Hey, Allen Iverson got his team to the NBA Finals. Did he ever get back?
I'm pretty sure Allen Iverson wasn't 25 when he did that.
I can name you a whole bunch of other players that got their team to the NBA Finals, but that don't mean that they're going to get back. I can name you a bunch.
I'm pretty sure they weren't 25 years old or 24 years old when they did it the first time.
I mean, they were still guys in their prime. What are we talking about?
Luka's not even in his prime yet. We've already established that the NBA prime starts at 27. I'm pretty sure at some point down the road during this show, we've established that the NBA prime is 27, 28.
I think it's.
And you saying this man is 3 years from that? I'm pretty sure we've on this show have said around 27, 28 is when dudes hit their physical prime in the league.
But that's usually when guys, take it serious and actually work out.
Who's to say he won't?
That? His history, nigga. His history. Everything you're ignoring that happened in Dallas is what says this. All that you hoping is just gonna change because he's in LA. You just ignoring that.
I'm not ignoring it.
His
history. I don't think what is his history, bro?
The history of had he shown up out of shape. What now? At least 4 or 5 seasons in a row, and there's been constant media reporting about it and how he doesn't take his offseason serious and he won't even get a real diet. You mean things like that, Mace, that we kept hearing and that we kept saying we're a problem, but now he's a Laker. All good.
I mean, Shaq never took his offseason serious. There's a lot of players that don't take their offseason serious. Come on, dog. Not everybody's gonna have a dietitian from the time they're 22 to the end of their career, bro. If somebody's in the league not in shape and they giving you 38-8 every game, I'm sorry, bro. Give me that dude. He doing something right. I'll take the out of shape 38-8.
Anyways,
that's crazy, bro.
There were moves during the trade deadline. We saw Jimmy Butler finally get moved to Golden State. He got himself out of Miami. Who do you guys feel like are the winners there on that trade? Do you feel like Golden State won, or did Miami win that trade?
Miami.
I would say Miami. Jimmy's what, 34, 35? Steph the same age. Draymond by 45, he looked like. I don't know, bro. Golden State's they're struggling to stay relevant right now. Because outside of Steph, it's a bunch of it's not a good product.
Look, I would like to say that it was Golden State because y'all know I rock with Steph. I like Steph, right? I've liked him his whole career, right? But Jesus Christ, you guys are so right. Miami pulled the wool straight over these niggas' eyes and beat them with a club and said, here you go. Because first off, Miami got some at least good basketball players, right? Like me and Mace, we've had our draws with Andrew Wiggins over the years, but he's at least a good level NBA basketball player. He's not great. He's just good. You know what I mean? He can be your number 3, number 4 guy, and you're not going to have a negative from him. But Jesus Christ, dog, every place we've seen Jimmy Butler go, it has ended poorly. Every place. We have not seen him be one place that it ended good for that team. And I'm sorry, I just don't see it here. Somebody brought up a great point. I was looking at some of the clips, after the trade happened, and somebody brought up a really great point about Butler. Is that the nigga basically tells you, hey, dog, I'm only going to play in 60, maybe 70% of the games over the course of the regular season, right? So you can't count on me for that other, 30%, right? But I'm going to be there in the playoffs, and I'm going to go hard every time I'm out there. I think at this point, a team like the Warriors would have been better served to just ride it out with the youth and not try and do this last reach to see if maybe we could find some magic. You know what I'm saying? Because this is really what it feels like. When a nigga just really reaching hard, like, oh, you know what? Maybe this will work. Yeah, that's what it feels like. And this has a lot of feel of, y'all remember when that third year of the Pistons being real great with Ben Wallace and them, how all of a sudden they started bringing in the Chris Webbers and all these super old niggas and hoping maybe we can grasp just a little magic out of it. That shit feels like this right now. It feels like the Warriors are grasping for straws, brother, because it's ugly out there. T, I got to ask you, because I know you've been a guy who's enjoyed watching Steph Curry a majority of his career. Do you feel like Steph, this was actually really for you and Daryl, because I know both of you guys have been big fans of Steph over his career. Do you feel like Steph should maybe say, hey, dog, y'all got to send me somewhere I can win, or should he just ride it out?
That's the thing. It's like when we think about that, we're thinking about guys who haven't won, but Steph's won. So if I'm Steph, why leave the Bay Area? Why? Like say you're a legend there, let's say you've already won multiple championships. Like say you've got, advertisers, you're one of the most beloved sports figures. And outside of them trading him, just randomly, I don't see Steph leaving the Warriors. I don't think he wants to, because he cemented himself as a Golden State Warrior. He's been a champion multiple times. There's no reason for him to leave. It's not where, and I hate to use this comparison because it's a different sport, but it's not like Myles Garrett where he's sitting over there with the Cleveland Browns. They ain't winning nothing. No, Steph has won. So, hey, guess what? You just ain't won the last couple years. Oh, boo-hoo. Guess what? You still cemented yourself in NBA history. Let's say you've made more 3-pointers than anybody in league history. Let's say you've won multiple championships, and you're one of the most beloved figures in all of not just the NBA, but sports. So come on. What are we talking about here? Steph's going to stay a Warrior for life.
Daryl, how about you, man? How you feeling about it? Like, I know Steph has been your guy for quite a while in the league, right? How do you feel? Do you feel he should just ride it out with the Warriors, or do you want to see him try and say, hey, man, let me go get another chip somewhere else?
No, I don't even like that whole thing about getting another chip in another team. Steph is Warriors. He's literally the face of the Warriors at this point, so there's no point in him just leaving. Like, how would you like it? You just seen Steph randomly just went to the Bulls. Yeah, you'll be happy you got Steph, but at the same time, it wouldn't.
It would be a weird aesthetic, like seeing him go from the gold and blue to red and black and red, and yeah, it'd be a weird aesthetic. I agree with you, But let's not forget one other thing. Steph Curry is the first player to ever be a unanimous MVP winner. So therefore, his legacy is cemented. Golden State is where he needs to be. Let's say him going off to get a ship, that's for whatever reason. But he's done everything he needed to do. So I don't know what.
You don't need to take the LeBron route.
Exactly.
We've let LeBron and Tom Brady kind of skewer what we think about these old niggas. Steph ain't young, bro. Why we think that he can go somewhere and move the dial?
Hey, look, Daryl says I wanted to make sure I gave you all your piece to see what you had to say. Daryl says if Steph went to the Bulls, would I be happy? Hell no, nigga. That means we gave up assets for an old nigga. No. Unless Steph is signing as a free agent, nigga, absolutely not. Look, May said it best. Tom Brady and LeBron done messed up the game in a lot of people's heads. We got niggas thinking that you could be out here old and still balling. Nigga,
Aaron Rodgers got this deal with the Jets because of Tom Brady, bro. Don't let it fool you. People out here thinking Aaron Rodgers can still ball at 41 because Tom Brady did it till he was 45. Like, come on, bro. No.
Usually what old age look like is Brett Favre's last year and then this last year from Aaron Rodgers on the Jets. It looks real ugly. So, yeah, man, no, I'm cool on that. Me personally, as a Bulls fan who experienced, our greatest player going and playing for someone else, I hope Steph just stays in Golden State. I don't want to see him go play in somewhere else. I've always only thought of Steph Curry as a Golden State Warrior. I think it would feel weird to even see him in another team's jersey at this point. If somehow we could see Steph and LeBron play together before one of them retires, I think that would be really, really cool. I don't know how it could actually realistically happen due to contracts and what would have to be given up for one of them in the deal, right? But I just want to see him retire as a Warrior, right? Like I don't want to see him play somewhere else, dog. Like, just stay there. You already got your chips. You're not going to win an MVP at this point, right? Like, you're too old for that. It's not going to happen. Stay there and enjoy your ride. Let those fans continue to enjoy having their greatest player of all time still playing for the team. But there is one more move that I did want to discuss here before we move down from the NBA trade deadline. Now, over this last week, said a lot of big moves happened. We finally saw the Kings, Mace, just completely say, all right, dog, we're done with this De'Aaron Fox thing. We're moving on. We're kind of blowing it up here, and we're going to move forward. De'Aaron Fox ends up going to San Antonio now, where San Antonio has a pretty solid backcourt. I mean, they're not the best defensively because of their size, right? They're going to be playing two small guards in Paul and Fox. But this does make them instantly more potent on offense. So I got to ask, do you feel like this is a good move for the Spurs? Because for the Kings, we kind of know what it is, right? It's a reset move. But is this the right move for the Spurs?
Yeah, because, I mean, at Mac, this is probably the last season where Chris Paul is a starter. Sorry to say it. If he's in the league next year, I don't think he's a starting point guard, especially on this Spurs team. He'll be a hell of a backup, being able to come in and spell Fox. You know what I'm saying? The offense will still run smoothly, but this is 100% the correct move to make, man. De'Aaron Fox, he's a willing defender. I don't think he can guard some of the bigger two guards or whatnot, but yeah, man.
Willing, unlike your man's Luka.
Luka's still a 25-year-old All-Pro, bro. You can't do this to me, dog. Like nothing you can say can make me feel bad about this Luka deal, bro. He's 25.
Look, I've given up trying to talk sense to you about it. I'm gonna let it happen. And when this nigga is playing Olay and you start getting angry, all I'm gonna just say to you is, I believe someone tried to warn you about this. That's all. So
listen, you're not gonna be right about this one because I'm pretty sure Luka gonna be Olaying on defense and giving dudes giving people 40 on offense. Mm-hmm. Sorry, bro.
I believe what you want. Darryl, how do you feel about this San Antonio trade, though? Do you feel like getting in a player like De'Aaron Fox is the right guy to pair with a Wemby long term right now?
It's 50-50. We just gotta see what happens, honestly. We can't predict the future with this one.
But if you had to make a call, is it gonna go good? Is it gonna go bad? What would you call it?
It'll go good. I think it'll go good. I don't think it'll be bad. Because then if I go ahead and say, oh, it's gonna go bad, I'm just expecting everything to just blow up in my face. So I'm just going to just keep everything good. Might get some surprises out of it. You never know.
T, what about you? How do you feel? I know Victor's somebody that the entire show has been excited about. We all think that it is outrageous what he can do on the basketball court. Speaking of which, did y'all see the other night when this nigga legitimately just stood up straight and grabbed the nigga's shot out of the air as the nigga tried to put up a floater over him? Did y'all see that?
No, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Nigga. It was legitimately like watching a little brother play with his big brother. And big brother was like, nah, baby, not today. Legitimately. But to that point, T, gotta ask, how do you feel about the trade here for the Spurs?
I mean, I think it's the best thing for them. In all honesty. Yeah. Sorry, when it comes to the Spurs, I have mixed feelings about them. But I mean, Wembanyama is definitely going to be that force. But but Chris, nah.
The NBA is a better place when San Antonio is a good team.
It's a better place when San Antonio is a good team. Yeah, when they're a force to be reckoned with, yeah. Because San Antonio is one of those few teams that still plays team ball, where we see a lot of teams out there, who play superstar ball. That's just the truth. It's just the culture down there.
For me, it's without a shadow of a doubt. Great move. I think this is exactly what they needed to do. Once they saw how good Victor could be when he has another player to really play off of that understands how to distribute the ball with Chris Paul, they had to then go and try and find a young solution that could be a long-term answer for them. And I think for me, De'Aaron Fox has always been someone that's kind of been stuck in the abyss of Sacramento, just being a cesspool of just pure despair there all the time. I think he's a lot better than what we have seen out of him. I don't feel like this is another. I hate to do it to him because I don't have beef with this dude as a player, but it's not another Bradley Beal getting traded too late situation, right? This is a guy that's still in his prime, hasn't ran across a bunch of injuries at this point, still could actually get better for you as a player. This is a great move for San Antonio. I think this makes them an exciting team to watch for the next couple of years. And again, it makes me feel even better about my pick that Victor's going to end up winning the MVP next year, nigga. I don't care what you say, Mace. That is a bold pick, nigga. That is a third-year player winning the MVP. Don't care what you say. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, he's got nothing. I must have burned him out.
MVP, brother.
Oh God, I must have burned him out on his Lucas support. It took all his energy
Luka
out.
for MVP, brother. You know what it is.
But all right, we do have one more thing I gotta drop in here on you guys, and then we'll let everybody go get your day rolling so you can get going to your Super Bowl parties. But of course, we saw all the results of the Rumble. We saw who the winners are. I gotta ask you guys, very, very simply, who do you want Jey Uso to face at WrestleMania?
Gunther.
Why?
Okay, so let's really look at it though. All right, around this time last year, Jey Uso was gearing up to try and become the Intercontinental Champion. It was the Intercontinental Champion, Gunther, and we saw him come close, but then we saw Jimmy cost him that match. That's the story, really. Like the story with him. Let's say the story with him and Cody, is, hey, we aligned, we separated because we went to different brands. But the story really is, because if Jey goes up against Gunther, it's now we're seeing Jey beat a person who has beat him handedly before. So the story to me is Jey Uso winning the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, ending Gunther's streak as a champion, and getting his moment in the sun. Because I'm sorry, but is there anybody in the WWE more popular right now than Jey Uso?
I mean, Daryl might try and tell you LA Knight, but we know that's not real, though.
Yeah,
that's not the truth. We know it.
Let's say he may say it's his game, but nah, the arenas belong to Jey.
There's still Roman Reigns.
That's the thing. Go back to Survivor Series. Listen to Roman's pop and listen to Jay's pop. Much bigger pop for Jey.
We forgot about Joe Hendry, but he's not a character, right? We can't say about Joe Hendry because
okay.
I'm surprised it took this long to mention Joe Hendry.
But and all of a sudden there's a picture of him gonna pop up. No,
I was gonna say, if y'all say it one more time, you know what's gonna happen. You say his name and he appears. All right, I'm just saying. Be careful.
The equal pops is literally Jey Uso and Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is an off factor, so we can't say that. So anybody else in WWE, no, there's no one that's stacking against Jey Uso right now.
Right, because I say, yeah, Joe Hendry gets a nice pop like when he's a surprise or you're not expecting him, but Jey gets that pop every single week. We see all those people so offbeat trying to yeet with Jey, Every so often when they go to the right kind of city, they go to Detroit or, Chicago, sometimes LA, Atlanta. Oh, they on beat with it. But, some of these other towns, they off beat, but they still yeeting.
But we do want to have
say
Jey
his
versus...
name, man. He appears.
I'm done with this guy. Anyway, the only possible we could see a situation is probably Gunther, because we're not going to believe anything with Cody because Cody's just going to retain again. Big whoop. We're kind of right now. I'm over the Cody train already. You got your story. You got it done. Now let him lose the belt. That's all I'm with it right now.
Nigga, how you start time out, nigga? I asked you about Jey Uso. You start talking about Cody?
No, it's relevant because at the end of the day, we're not going to have Jey face freaking Cody. We're not.
Nigga, I didn't ask
what we want.
Think they go. I asked what we want. Who you want?
What we want is Gunther. That's it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Mace, what about you? Who do you want Jey Uso to face?
What is Cody, but we know it's going to be Gunther, bro, because Cody's not going to lose his title to Jey Uso, bro.
Come on now, come on.
I took what Daryl was trying to say and just slimmed it down a little bit. We want Cody, but we know Cody's not going to lose to Jey, so it's going to be Gunther. Give him his main event at WrestleMania versus Gunther night 1. Call it a day.
For me, I think I agree with all you guys. I would rather see it be Cody, but my gut tells me it's going to be Gunther, right? My gut is saying they've already worked the whole story with him and Gunther over the course of the whole year last year, right? I mean, even before WrestleMania happened, right, they were planting the seeds of him and Gunther because Gunther had said some disrespectful things to him. Jay kind of yeeted back at him, So I'm pretty sure it's going to be Gunther, but I would prefer Cody because I think WWE has to be very careful with what they're doing with Cody's title reign because you don't want to pigeonhole yourself to where then it no longer feels like Cody has a chance of actually losing the title, right? Because I loved what they did with Roman Reigns over that long run, but we knew there were certain guys that, nigga, you ain't taking it from the Tribal Chief. That ain't happening, dog. Not a chance, right? So I don't want us to end up in that territory. So hopefully at WrestleMania or shortly after WrestleMania, we can see a title change off of Cody, and then he can start working a story to chase the title again, right? And maybe give somebody else a chance as the champion, like a Jacob Fatu. You know what I mean? Like somebody where we see something different. Because like Daryl aptly said, we saw this Cody story. We've seen it now, right? We really got the conclusion. He got to get his championship, and then he got to have a whole solid year as the man.
Here we go. I got it for you, bro.
Okay, let's hear it.
This would shake some stuff up. Cena wins Elimination Chamber, goes on to win the title at WrestleMania. Immediately retires, leaving the title up for grabs.
Well, nah, that's not gonna happen. You had me. You had the hooks in me until you said, and then he retires, and it's like, oh no, nigga, he ain't retiring to the end of the year. You blew it.
Immediately retires after getting the title. Now the title's up for grabs. It's like a mad dash. Now it's like a mad dash until SummerSlam for the title.
I gotta ask you something. How did you even come up with that when Cena has made it clear multiple times that this is about to be a whole year of him?
Listen, bro, people change their mind. People wake up and change their mind.
Terrell, what is this nigga talking about? Is he on drugs?
I think he's still operating underneath the Vince McMahon thought process that things can change on a drop of a dime. So we got to give him that.
Somebody here has to exude a little bit of parody. We all just can't go status quo. Somebody here has to say something to get your minds thinking.
Cena loses the Elimination Chamber again. It's failed to get his whole thing at the WrestleMania.
Bro, if you think Cena's not gonna retire without being the all-time winningest WWE champion, you're out of your mind.
I mean,
he don't need it. He don't need
it. Doesn't matter what he needs. It's what the people want.
But do people really want it though?
Oh yeah, yes. I need him to beat Ric Flair's record. I need that.
Yes. People need him to beat Ric Flair's record, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? It's not so much of a we need John Cena to be the champion. We need John Cena to beat Ric Flair's record.
So do we sacrifice Cody for freaking John Cena?
Yeah.
I would. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
We all Cody's biggest pull right now is sympathy. The whole gotta finish the story, that was a sympathetic draw. You don't think he can do that again? Crazy.
So let's have this right now. We already know we're gonna have for the 20th time a grudge match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's happening.
I'm tired of listen, bro. Don't bring Sami Zayn up into this. We were having a good conversation that you brought Sami Zayn.
We're gonna have
what Mace? Are you not feeling Uzi right now?
I'm not, bro. Stop it. You stop it right now. I'm not. I'm not at all. Not 0% Uzi.
We got Shaft CM Punk not getting a main event at WrestleMania, faces another Seth Rollins nonsense again.
Cena loses the title to CM Punk.
No, I don't see it.
Mace is really reaching for straws right now. He's reaching.
Listen, bro.
I appreciate what you're doing, but nah. Maybe if Vince was still there, maybe. Actually, no. If Vince was still there, nigga, CM Punk wouldn't even work there, so we wouldn't even be having this conversation. So,
right.
We have a Solo trying to get the title, but we know Jacob's going to turn into Solo.
And there we go.
Hey,
we got Debo.
I know. Solo better watch his back, because that nigga Jacob might hit him with the "I love you, Solo," and then Solo turn around and he might club that nigga upside his head. He better be careful.
Yeah, Jacob off the chain now. They say
because if you noticed, he has said nothing about his tribal chief since Solo lost that match. Not a word. Not once has he said it.
Yeah, but he also told people to shut up so that Solo could speak, and then Solo just walked out and didn't say nothing. And then Jacob took the mic. You know, like I say, Jacob. We're seeing the rise of Jacob Fatu in WWE. We're seeing the rise of Jacob Fatu in WWE, and I know y'all, just like me, y'all are on board for it. Y'all are definitely on board.
Yep, just like I'm on board with John Cena getting number 17.
Let's agree to disagree.
No, let's honestly disagree, because honestly,
I got a question for both of y'all. Y'all really want a man? Y'all seen the Dark Side of the Ring episode about the flight from hell? Y'all want that nigga to be your king? That's who you want as your king? I'm just saying. I'd rather take the guy with the most make-a-wishes of all time than a dude.
You don't want the Rolex wearing, the diamond ring wearing,
the number
dealing, kiss stealing.
He was on that thing.
I'm having a hard time
swinging that thing,
alligators down.
Hey, you gonna let me answer the damn question? Let's say you ask me if I want that person to be my king. Like say, I only recognize one king, and that king is Booker. Okay, let's just answer that real true. Now, when it comes to record, hey, records are meant to be broken. You need to break it, not necessarily, but at the same time, I'm not against it, but I'm not necessarily like clamoring for it like everybody.
Oh my Lord. Mace, tell the people where to find you.
Twitter, funky_stuff09, Twitch, twitch.tv/swaggymace. Hit your boy up.
Low Elo, tell the people where to find you.
Twitch and YouTube, and we all for Charlotte 2025 this year.
T, tell the people where to find you. I'm not taking the bait. I'm not doing it.
T Campbell_ITC, and you can find me on X at The Real Trey Camp. Yeah, let's do it.
Of course, at J Spanderman everywhere you see my pretty face or the ITC logo. Make sure you like, subscribe, rate us, review us. If you don't give us 5 stars, you only give us 4 stars, I'm inclined to think that you are a hater and you don't want me to think that, because guess what? I'm a really nice guy and I'll call you out on your. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is another resounding episode of your favorite weekly sports show, and that is ITC
Sportsball. Yeah.
How?